Florida police officers save a man's life who fell from his sailboat. The man was working on his sailboat when he fell and got trapped underneath it. He managed to somehow call 911, and the officers pulled him out before he drowned. But without them, the ending might have been very different.
When I got to him, I could see he was struggling, and I was able to deploy this disc that we use for rescues to him in the water. The victim was in a lot of distress. He had stated at one point at the hospital that he was ready to give up. He had been struggling for maybe 20 to 30 minutes in the water.
Paramedics rushed the man to the hospital where he was treated for hypothermia.
And saved from a burning building, a deputy in Georgia is being praised for his bravery when he ran into an apartment complex to save a baby. Body cam video shows Deputy Juan Carlos Arango and his team going up the steps to the room. He said the baby's cries led them right to the spot.
You hear of stories of people pulling someone from a burning building, and you just witnessed it on a video.
Wow, the deputy needed help in escaping because he couldn't breathe because of the smoke. His team guided him back to safety. The baby did not suffer any major injuries. Kcal News Mornings at 9 starts right now.
This is Kcal News Mornings.
Right now at 9, the world is saying goodbye to Oscar-winning actor Gene Hackman. As Hollywood mourns, we'll tell you new information about where he and his wife were found and what was around them.
Plus, some breaking news out of Rosemead. We're going to be live at the scene of an investigation after a barricade involving an arson suspect takes a deadly turn.
Plus, is the widely accepted human body temperature 98.6 even normal anymore? It's a burning question that's now sparking a warming debate about fevers online.
I see what you did there.
You like that? Okay.
That was nice. Here's a live look outside, and this was kind of the case yesterday. A little bit of fog and that marine layer kind of settling in over the beach, and bright blue sunny skies inland.
Well,
everywhere else.
Yeah, there you go. That's kind of the deal. I hope you're having a good morning watching Kcal News Mornings at 9. Today is Thursday, February 27th. I'm Jim Yukis.
And I'm Sheba Turkin for Rudabeh Shabazi. Thank you for joining us. We have Paul and Kalina to bring us next weather and traffic. Hi,
Good morning.
guys.
Let's go outside, you guys.
Let's go. It
Let's
feels
do it.
like summertime.
You can tell by the conversation where people live sometimes.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh man, it was so cloudy and gloomy yesterday. Or it was, I went to the pool. Because we had both yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean, we had anything from 55 to about 92 degrees. Today, Mother Nature's evening things out by warming everyone up. Places like LAX may hit 80 today because the winds are going to change. One day where we get an offshore wind event and LAX may push 80 degrees. Our beaches may hit 80 degrees. And then tomorrow, the winds come from the other direction, and then everybody cools down. So the wide temperature spread is gone. Malibu, you have some clouds hugging the coastline, but the Malibu Hills have filtered sunshine where it's currently 60 degrees. And I'll take you to Long Beach, which is one of the few spots which still has low cloud cover. You can't see a thing in Long Beach. So more morning fog, just like yesterday, more afternoon warmth, but it is spreading to the beach today. It's going to be so much cooler coming up this weekend. Forget the 80s. Most of us aren't going to hit the 70s this weekend or even the mid-60s, and several shower chances begin starting tomorrow night. Temperatures right now, because of the offshore winds, we warm up quickly. We're not as chilly overnight. So yes, it's breezy. It's also really warm. Riverside already 73. Santa Clarita, a windy 71. Camarillo is 76 degrees already. But at the beach, it is markedly cooler. Santa Ana 54, Laguna 52, Malibu 60 degrees. Downtown Los Angeles will spend the majority of the afternoon in the low 80s. We'll see temperatures making it to about 85 to 88 degrees right around lunchtime today, and then staying in the 60s through about 9 o'clock tonight. High temperatures this afternoon. I'm telling you, it's the last time that we're going to see widespread 80s for at least 1 to 2 weeks. This cool down that's coming is going to last a while. Enjoy it today. Mid to upper 80s for most of us. Big changes tomorrow. We'll talk about that coming up in a couple minutes. Right now, let's see how the roads are doing. Here's Kalina. Good morning.
Hi, good morning. Let's get you outside right now for a look at this spilled load of dirt once again. Still here, 91 east to the north and southbound sides of the 15. The transition roads are partially blocked off. The backup is still building, and this is what it looks like in the Caltrans camera. So you can see it is jam-packed, and you can also see all of the activity trying to get that out of the way. The delay now at 41 minutes from the 71 to the 15. Westbound traffic for once is better than the eastbound side. Westbound, we have a 30-minute ride from Tyler to the 241. Here's a look at the rest of the IE. We have slowing in Moreno Valley heading into Riverside. You can see that right over here on the 60 and then heading up toward that transition road there. Also, a new problem popped up 210 west at Haven. Carpool lane blocked off here because of a crash. That's backing you up from the 15, but you can't take the 10 or the 60 westbounds to get around that. And this is a look at LA. So lots of red out there on the 5 freeway on the 110, but a new problem popped up on the 405. This is south at Skirball Center. The carpool lane is blocked off. That's what it looks like in the camera. Travel time an hour and 23 minutes from Roscoe to Sunset. Sheba and Jamie, back to you.
All right, buckle up for a long ride. It's 9:03 now. We're following some breaking news in Rosemead.
Yeah, a deadly shooting involving an arson suspect has occurred. KCAL News reporter Rick Montanez is live in Rosemead with what investigators are saying at this hour. Rick?
Yeah, Jamie, Sheba, right now, deputies still have this neighborhood blocked off as a crime scene. And you see the house behind us, that two-tone beige and brown home. That is where they are apparently focusing much of their investigation right now. No one allowed on this street, but this is where apparently that arson suspect, we're told a woman, was shot and killed by an LA County Sheriff's deputy. We'll show you some video from earlier because we're told deputies have been out here since around 12:30 this morning. They responded to that arson suspect barricaded in a home here. This is on Scott Street, just off of Muscatel, and actually right across the street from Muscatel Middle School. Investigators say they went in to serve a search warrant, and while we don't know yet what happened next, the LA County Sheriff's Department says the suspect was shot. They say she was rushed to the hospital where she died. The LA County Sheriff's Homicide Unit is now handling the case, but in instances like this, we know that there is also an outside look at a fatal shooting like this. What's unclear right now is what arson case that woman was wanted for, how long she's been wanted, and of course, again, what happened in those moments that led up to a deputy opening fire, firing those fatal rounds that shot and killed that woman here this morning. Reporting live in Rosemead, Rick Montanez, KCAL News.
All right, Rick, thank you so much. And now to some developing news. The LAPD SWAT team dealing with a barricaded robbery suspect. Assignment manager Mark Lee with the desk with details. Mark?
Yeah, so Sheba, this SWAT operation might be part of a larger series of operations happening this morning all across our region. There may have been 3 or 4 different SWAT situations across the city, but this is video of the one that we have in Compton. And you can see the LAPD SWAT mobile command post here at Maple and Wilmington in Compton at about 8 this morning. It was very foggy in Compton. You're going to see how visibility was so poor in the area as SWAT officers were working this particular operation. LAPD headquarters say this started just before 6, with SWAT officers arriving at a home here to serve a warrant on a wanted 211 suspect. That's the robbery, the LAPD police code for robbery. Now, they tried to make contact with that person. That person refused to comply. SWAT declared this a barricade situation. In just the last few minutes, it appears that 2 people have been taken into custody here. Now, it's unclear if one of those was the robbery suspect they were after. I am waiting for LAPD headquarters to update me on that. I've also asked them about 3 other SWAT operations happening this morning. One in South LA, one in south of Exposition Park, one in Van Nuys. That's actually a lot for one morning, and I've asked if they're all connected. LAPD hasn't said yet, but when we get that information, we will let you know. That's it from the desk.
All right, Mark, thank you so much. Developing now, Oscar-winning actor Gene Hackman found dead inside his New Mexico home, along with his wife and dog.
And now there's new information about the investigation into his death. KCAL News reporter Tina Patel is live at the Pasadena Playhouse with the very latest. Tina.
Well, we have learned that the gas company is now assisting authorities in New Mexico, which is a sign that they could be looking into the possibility of carbon monoxide poisoning. I want to show you photos of the late actor. What we are being told by the Santa Fe County Sheriff's Office is that they went to Hackman's home yesterday after being asked by a neighbor to do a welfare check. They found the 95-year-old actor, his wife, and their dog all in different rooms. It appears they had been dead for some time. Now, investigators say there were no gunshots or other wounds, and they do not suspect foul play. Hackman had moved to New Mexico after retiring from acting. Let's take a look at the legacy he leaves behind.
Whatever you do, don't sell that cow.
Gene Hackman rose to stardom in the 1967 film Bonnie and Clyde, a role which would earn him the first of 5 Academy Award nominations. He went on to bring home 2 Oscars for Best Actor in The French Connection in 1972, and then 2 decades later,
see what kind of books Mr. Beauchamp is packing here.
For Best Supporting Actor in Unforgiven, both roles bringing critical acclaim. Hackman was born in San Bernardino in 1930 during the Great Depression. His father abandoned his family when he was 13. Hackman dropped out of high school to join the Marines at just 16 years old, lying about his age to enlist. After being discharged, he studied journalism and television production on the GI Bill. Hackman got his acting start at the Pasadena Playhouse in the 50s with humble parts like Town Citizen and First Mover.
I don't care what the scoreboard says at the end of the game. In my book, we're going to be winners.
He says he was drawn to struggling characters.
For me, that's the most exciting, is to have dialogue with somebody while you're in peril or while you're conflicted.
Oh, God.
He showed his comedic side in The Birdcage and The Royal Tenenbaums.
Didn't seem believable to me.
He married twice and had 3 children.
Come on.
Hackman retired from acting in 2004 after a career that spanned 5 decades, appearing in 79 movies. And it is hard to believe, but when he was a student here at the Pasadena Playhouse, he and his fellow student, Dustin Hoffman, they were voted least likely to succeed. Thankfully, neither of them listened to that advice. Of course, Hackman went on to leave so many amazing roles. He'll certainly be missed. We'll send it back to you.
Yeah, it's a tough loss, and since we don't know the cause of it yet, it's extra sad. Tina, thank you.
Well, today, President Trump will be hosting UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer to talk about the war in Ukraine, among other hot-button international issues. The visit comes as the president is doubling down on DOGE and defending efforts to cut back on federal spending. Now, yesterday, the president signed an executive order expanding DOGE's power to make those funding cuts. He also directed multiple federal agencies to prepare for large reductions. And looking ahead to tomorrow, the president is also expecting a visit from Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky to sign a rare minerals deal.
An update on the condition of Pope Francis this morning. The Vatican says doctors are seeing a slight improvement, and the Pope slept well during his 13th night in the hospital. He's no longer showing signs of kidney failure, but is still suffering from severe double pneumonia. The time right now is 9:09, carrying on the legacy of iconic rapper Nipsey Hussle. Next, we're going to sit down with his brother to talk about how he's keeping Nipsey's entrepreneurial spirit alive.
And it's the thrill of a life.